Hi, in this video we'll be covering chapter 8. This includes jQuery and Ajax. This is where we will be seeing the dynamic side of MVC. Ajax means asynchronous JavaScript and XML. But of course with the new methodology we'll be using JSON instead of XML. That'll be like the data transportation. But jQuery is the heart and soul of how Ajax works. jQuery is nothing but a bunch of libraries that have been written in JavaScript. This makes it easy for us to develop really good functionality in JavaScript without having to write a lot of code. It's mainly is going to aid us in the rapid application development, similar to how MVC's entity framework was helping us with the rapid application development. Even scaffolding is the same concept. So the whole thing is about rapid application development. MVC comes packaged with jQuery. If it's not there for some reason, or if you want the updated version, what you can do is go to project and then you can say manage NuGet packages. For me, it is already installed, but if you don't have it for some reason, you can go to browse and type jQuery and you should be good to go. And you should be able to download it to your application. So all the jQuery scripts are stored under the scripts folder. There is a min version of jQuery and also a regular version. The difference is the min version is a compressed version. It's not at all legible. When you look through it, it's not readable. All the spaces that we normally add for readability has been removed, but it really conserves space so that when a jQuery is downloaded on the client side, when the application is initiated, it does not take up a ton of space. That's the whole idea. So you have a jQuery and jQuery min version there, and then you have other files that we'll talk about a little later. What I have here is a jQuery test application, nothing in there except home controller. So please go ahead and create a blank application that's MVC, and it's going to have just the basic controller, home controller, and the usual views that comes with it. Nothing else has been added so far. If I want to, so at this point I want to add some content to the index, view, and I want to be able to manipulate it using jQuery. That's the idea. Before I decide to manipulate anything with jQuery, I have to have a space where I can write scripts. So I'm going to create a folder called apps, and then I'm going to add my script there. So let's call it maybe let's just call it test script. Okay, the blank script. The basic the basic way that JavaScript gets called in a HTML file is because it is included in the HTML file. So far we have just created a file with nothing in the script, but if we are going to add content to the script, it has to be included into our view. So let's say, for instance, the index view is going to be manipulated. You want to scroll to the bottom of the index view and create section. And this is where what you're going to do is from the scripts apps, point to this test script, pull them over here, and that's going to add the code for you to include the script. Just basic syntax that we normally use for how we include scripts in HTML. So this is the basic setup, and this has been done. Now we are going to add some code to index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a div. I'm going to give it an ID called here I'm going to add buttons. A button to hide a bunch of content and another button to show a bunch of content. is going to be hide button. This is going to say hide, and then I'm going to have another button. So now let's add some content that these buttons can hide and show. So I have a paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. Couple of them have a specific style, the other two don't. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I have 2 buttons. My idea is when I say hide button, when I click on hide button, I want to hide the content that has a class of hide content. Okay, so now let's go to the JavaScript and see what we can do here. So ideally, this is the function that gets initiated, like that gets called when the document has loaded all the scripts and it's ready for capturing any other action that's going on. So the dollar symbol is the most important thing. This is what invokes the JavaScript. Before I go even there, let me say selector action. So this is the format of everything in jQuery. So you have to have a selector and then you have to have an action. And then that's what happens inside the function. Like for example, we could say div dot action mouse over. This would capture the mouse over event on top of all the divs. But if I change this to say, this would refer to like having the pound key before the name would tell the jQuery that this is going to be an ID, not a HTML element but an ID. If I change this to like this, a dot, it becomes a class. It refers to all the elements that have a specific class.